Hello, this video will show you how to modify the National Weather Service forecast URLs so that you can change the location and get the forecast, the point forecast for your desired area. So there's two ways to get this. As you can see on this text file I have open, I have two URLs. They both begin with forecast.weather.gov, and then they both have mapclick.php. Where they differ is in these little arguments that come after the question mark. So there's an argument name. For example, FCST type, forecast type, and then the value. And so the forecast type equals this value, digital DWML, and then this ampersand separates the arguments in the URL. So as you can see, there's a lat for latitude, and this is 32.282. Then there's another ampersand, and then lon for longitude, and then negative 106.757, which I believe is actually right at NMSU campus. So this particular URL we'd use for receiving XML output. So if we want to get our forecast as XML, but then we'd have to go an extra step of parsing the XML. So just as an example, I'll go ahead and copy that URL, and I'll open up a new tab here, and I'll paste and hit enter. Okay, so there's the XML output. Again, it would have to be parsed and to make anything of it. Just by looking at this, it'd be a little difficult to get the URL, or I'm sorry, get the forecast. So go ahead and go back to the text file. So now I'm going to go ahead and copy the HTML URL, the one that returns HTML. And let me go back just a little bit. So as you can see, right here, there's a few more extra arguments that we pass. There's a unit equals 0, and then an LG equals English. But we're not going to really concern ourselves with those. We'll just leave them as they are. So the FCST type or forecast type is equal to just digital. So we don't use the digital DWML as in the previous URL. So that's the only different part. And then, of course, right here, the lat and the lon are slightly different from the XML URL that I just tested. So I'll go ahead and copy this and paste it. And then you get a tabular forecast for that location. So say I wanted to change my forecast location. So what I would do is I would go here and I would say, oh, I don't know, I want to go up to 35 degrees latitude, 35.389, and negative 108 longitude. So I would just change the values for the lat equals, and then that value, and then the lon equals, and then that value. And then I would go ahead and copy this. And paste. Enter. And then it changes, and so it's now being served from the Albuquerque forecast office for a location 9 miles south of Gallup, New Mexico. I'll just hit the back button here. So yeah, the original URL I put was being served from the El Paso area, and it's 3 miles east of Doña Ana, New Mexico. So you can see that just by changing the lat and lon values, we get a different forecast. And so that's how you use the you modify the URL for the National Weather Service to get your tabular forecasts or your XML formatted forecasts.